It's Madden NFL 24 on EA Sports. And we'll see
Really, I'm playing on that field?
Set up shop in the end zone last week
Oh, okay.
with 5 receiving touchdowns. It's the Steelers and the Commanders next on EA Sports.
Doing some Bears. And it's Redskin, not Commanders.
We are just inside the Beltway, about 10 miles
I'm old
east
school.
of the Capitol
It's Redskin.
Village. We come to you from FedEx Field here in Landover. Today it's
Hate me if you think it's racist. I don't give a fuck. It's the Redskins. Washington Redskins. Fuck off.
Charles, you talk about this Commanders team coming into play here today. It's an early test here after 2 losses to start the season, and a game they probably really need.
Commanders. Assholes.
And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field.
Oh. All right.
Slot man moves right. He's going to get it on the jet sweep. A gain of 3, second down. Defensively, they had that one pretty well figured out.
Yeah, and one of the things about this play, it can be even more effective when you run a lot of motion, and there's plenty of times you don't hand it off.
They'll roll him out right. And off-balance throw there, and it's going to wind up incomplete.
Shut up. Shut up.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on second down. He'll buy some time right. And he is caught. And he'll be out right at the 35. A Steeler first down on the pickup of 11 yards. But we know that he can get first downs with his arm and his legs, Charles. And there, when he gets outside of the pocket, the defense has to account for both, and he's able to complete it for the first.
And he's very comfortable outside of the pocket. Some quarterbacks, that's not a good thing for him. That seems to be the #1 asset to his game.
All right, so that means that
the open field, things seem to break down the secondary a little bit, and he picks out the right target.
Off play action. Gibson escaping the pressure right. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. I guess no need to force it when you can do that instead. First down, 18-yard gain.
That's the first time he's called his own number, but he's got to be overjoyed with the results. He wasn't just going to settle for a modest gain. To me, he was determined to come through with a big message to a defense that slept on him in the pocket.
From Commanders territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 47, eluding the pressure right. They'll get this complete to Calvin Austin. The Steelers at 2-0 here to begin the season, and they come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 22-yard line. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
As he came to the line of scrimmage, he knew he didn't need much to reset the chain, so when he saw the space he needed, no hesitation. He went to the marker.
And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's second down. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. Turns out to be a great idea to tuck that one. Good for 24 yards. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports.
yeah, well, not for
Steeler football
so long.
begin quarter number 2 as they go to work on a 1st and goal. Rolling to his right. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
They certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's 2nd and goal now. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Gibson, flush to his right. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. A great effort there. His 17th touchdown now on the season. And the Steelers have taken
All right, after this, I'm going to bed.
They were looking to pass the ball there, but they forgot to account for the man with the football.
Yeah, I can hear people right now saying, well, why don't you have a spy in your defense, someone who will dance with him and go where he goes? Well, oftentimes if you utilize a spy, you've taken away someone in coverage as well. And oftentimes, the spy, not as athletic as the guy he's trying to keep up with, so he gets defeated anyway.
And he turns 3rd. He had the touchdown run on the previous drive, his 5th on the year, and they start here with a 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive, Gibson. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, 1st down. Off the play fake. Gibson flushed out right. Got his man, it's caught. Steelers touchdown. George Pickens, 32 yards. And the Steelers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Week after week, Charles, when we see this offense operate, I don't know, they just seem to get more impressive.
They certainly do, and let's face it, it's no surprise they're the best in the NFL in scoring. This team designs things well and executes even better. And here, it only takes a few snaps before they're in the end zone. That's how they demoralize teams.
Now we get a peek at the captain of this offense heading back out there. He's thrown for a touchdown. He also ran for a touchdown, so they have to count for a guy that can do a little bit of both.
And because of that, that puts a defense back on its heels. Because normally you just think, okay, he's going to throw the ball. Let's tee off, put some pressure on him. But when he's able to either escape or run with the ball and design plays, that really changes what you try and do on defense.
Yeah, you certainly can't forget about the arm, that's for sure. Escaping the pressure right. That's caught downfield by Pickens. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. It's another 1st down on a big gainer there, 33 yards.
This offense is looking very comfortable here in this 1st half. Very relaxed, very smooth, very efficient. No wasted motions. Things are definitely going their way, and they continue to move the ball downfield.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. Sliding out of the pocket. Fighting through pressure. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a 1st down. Operating from the gun. Gibson eluding the pressure right. And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. Russell Gage, a 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Steelers are able to stretch out their lead.
He was able to move around and found some vision to throw the football. And how about how he ended it? Boy, he had some zip on that throw.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt to have an arm like that. Results in the touchdown here. Great play offensively. Their quarterback leading this offense back out. He's thrown touchdown passes on his last 2 drives as he begins here, 1st and 10. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. Harris starts the drive on the ground. That's about as exciting of a 1-yard run as you're going to see. Finding a way to dodge that first would-be tackler. But again, just 1 yard out of it. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. They work now on 2nd and 9. They'll keep it on the ground. Harris again. Oh, able to avoid him. Fights through and now a crease. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. 34 yards there and a first down.
One of the good things offenses did years ago was they lettered their gaps the same on each side. A gap between the center on either side. That's what you want to control when you're trying to run the ball up the middle.
And why is that?
Because typically you either have a big...
It's caught inside the 25. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. Now we get a stop because, as you can see, a member of the Commanders in some obvious discomfort. The medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Flush to his right. Wide open receiver complete. And in for the Steelers touchdown. George Pickens with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Steelers are able to add on to their first half lead. In the 2nd quarter and already his 2nd touchdown reception.
Absolutely the definition of a difference maker here in this first half. Clearly one of his quarterback's favorite targets in this game, and I figure he's going to draw a little more attention and coverage moving forward.
He notched his 15th touchdown pass of the year on that last drive, and they'll look to keep it going here, 1st and 10. Throwing on 1st down. Gibson flushed out right. Now he'll let it go deep right side. He's got a man complete. He's still on his feet and into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Najee Harris as the first half is winding down. And the Steelers will extend their lead here just before halftime. Boy, Charles, this offense is just so explosive. They lead the league in scoring, and another example of just how good they are right there on that play.
Yeah, we often overstate about how explosive teams are.
So here are the Steelers to take over on offense. They've won 2 straight, and they lead this one as well as they come up on 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Gibson. But in the end, the pressure too great, and he goes down. No surprise there. Chase
All right.
Young play with a sack.
I don't know.
Back there, I thought you did a pretty good job of evading
Try this
the first
again.
wave of players. Tried to buy a little extra time out of the pocket, but in the end, oh, that was a tough one.
Yeah, winds up getting buried for the loss. Able to force him out of the pocket right, but still able to complete it. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a 3rd here, and it's good for a 1st.
This is just more of the same. This defense has had no answer on a lot of these throws. They've let these receivers run wild, and here's another completion for good yardage.
Now a good job shifting right, finding his target. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. It's a first down, his 4th catch of the game after having 3 in the first half. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Finding Pickens for another catch. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased over the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They're really locked in on offense.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Escaping the pressure right, and his throw here's incomplete.
Oh, he's been fun to watch in this one. He's made the correct reads all game long and helped stake his team a huge lead. Running, passing, he's made all the right decisions. But that wasn't the right read on that one. It falls incomplete.
And he's got it. Touchdown. Deontay Johnson, a 20-yard touchdown. And the Steelers take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. What a great drive that was. A long drive, sustained, well executed.
I love what we're seeing out of him here in year 2, right? This young quarterback continues to evolve and grow. He's really the adage right now that John Wooden, the famous basketball coach, used to say. Be quick, but don't hurry. You can see that everything is happening for him, but he's not taking it at a pace that he can't sustain.
Here again comes the captain of this offense leading his crew back out there now. And nobody in the stadium feels better than he does right now. Just a slew of touchdown passes. He's been spectacular.
And you and I both know this is a team game, one of the best team games that's out there. But right now, I've forgotten what the scoreboard even says. Just watching what he's doing.
It's been fun.
That's been mesmerizing.
There he goes, right side. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Deontay Johnson with now his second touchdown of this third quarter. And the Steelers just continue to roll.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his second touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go.
Sorry.
Now here's the signal caller getting ready to lead this offense again. And I'm just wondering how many yards is he going to throw for? We're only in the third quarter. He's just thrown for a ton.
You have your abacus here?
Well, what?
Your abacus?
I thought you said like Atticus Finch.
No. We're not getting that deep. But counting this up, we might need a few extra people in here because the yardage he's piling up.
And in for the Steelers touchdown. George Pickens, 39 yards. And the Steelers get another third quarter touchdown to add on to that lead. It's been quite the game for him individually. A trio of touchdown catches now.
So pick a route, any route. Whatever you want him to run, he's going to do it and do it well and end up in the end zone. This has really been fun to watch.
And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. They're looking at a third straight win here if they can hold on. Throwing to start the drive. Gibson eluding the pressure right. He's got this to Pickens. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. Getting it to him in space pays off big time. That winds up going for 31.
No let up in this passing game. They've been a well-oiled machine throughout. And I actually saw a few guys on the sidelines at the end of the third quarter doing the old hold up 4 fingers college sign, meaning the fourth quarter is ours. And they certainly weren't kidding.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Flush to his right. And oh, that nearly their first pick of the game. But it falls down to the ground, incomplete.
It's been a fun game for him so far, but I think he tried to do just a little too much that time. Give the defense a real win on that snap.
Now a throw here, hauled in. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 23. A gain there of 21 yards.
There's a beautiful throw there, and he's been sensational the entire game, moving it around, spreading it, hitting the right guys. And look, under normal situations, partner, I would expect him to come out of the game now. They've got it in hand. But you and I have been around this league a long time, and every time we ask head coaches about it, hey, why don't you take your quarterback out when the game's in hand? They just kind of give us that look like that's what he's paid to do. So it's a very unusual situation. I'd want him out. They tend to leave him in.
So the illegal forward pass also costs him a down, and now it's 2nd and long. They'll roll him out right. And that is incomplete.
Ah, come on.
A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. Tall task ahead of him here, needing a full 15 yards to move the chains. He'll buy some time right. Able to find the open
flag.
It's complete. And they're into the end zone, but it's not verified yet. Hold on, there is a flag down.
Illegal forward pass. Offense.
So retract the yardage and retract the touchdown.
And retract the chunk play. Big strike there to get the touchdown. Now they've got to take it back and see if they've got another one still in their arsenal.
And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field.
We've paid this offense plenty of compliments already, but I mean, they are deserving as they start another series to be leading by this much with so much time left to play in the 4th. Charles, it's really been impressive to watch.
It has been, and you have to think to yourself the preparation that went into this, but the absolute focus that they kept throughout in order to have.
Come on.
This is Super Bowl-esque, and they've got to feel awfully good about what they put out there today.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Partner, you and I have struggled with this for years.
I'm due.
You've got the lead. Just take care of the football and burn some of that clock. But there's something to be said for not taking your foot off the gas as well, because you can never have too big of a cushion. That one, though, falls incomplete.
And he will have a Steelers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. With nowhere to throw it, decided to scramble, and a nice job, CD got the yardage that he needed.
Yeah, and his teammates are certainly going to appreciate that effort, even if his coaches don't, because they would have wanted him to slide and protect himself. But he chose team gain over personal protection.
And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49.
And now time will be called here as Washington has an injured player down on the field. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment.
On 1st down, Gibson flushed out right. Got an open man, it's Pickens. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 25 yards that time.
Tell you what, partner, the way he's been slinging it in this one, I think he should be ticketed for a baseball cap and a set of headphones for the next drive. He's been absolutely sensational. But one thing we've both learned about quarterbacks in this league, they often stay on the field longer than you expect.
In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line. Escaping the pressure right.
All right. Damn it.
Nearly their first pick of the game, but it falls down to the ground incomplete. Well, their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well,
that was passing interference right there.
Pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long time ago.
There he goes left side. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Now it's looking incredibly likely to be a 3-0 start to this season. That is obviously excellent. 2-0 is one thing. 3-0, you really have some momentum.
And now they're serving notice to the rest of the league that they're a pretty darn good football team. Confident, aggressive, attacking at all times. This looks like a team that you're going to have to deal with. And guess what? Behind closed doors, they're trying to figure out ways to get better.
Pittsburgh set to take over again on offense.
And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. Throwing to start the drive. Gibson eluding the pressure right.
And oh, that nearly their first pick of the game, but it falls down to the ground incomplete. Well, at this juncture, CD, you normally see teams pack in the passing game. They've got the huge lead. Not them, though. They're still taking their shots.
I remember reading in past history there was a college football coach in the Hall of Fame.
And now off to the races down the right side.
He's on his way. Najee Harris.
And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Offense making their way back out. Well, CD, you and I do a lot of games together, but it is pretty rare that we do a game of this margin. I mean, this has just been total domination from start until now, and I don't think they're going to take their foot off the gas at this point.
Do you think that on the sideline, some jokester said to one of his teammates, maybe a few of them, hey, we're up 50. Why not go for 100? You think maybe that line was uttered on the sideline? I can't believe what we're seeing here. An NFL game this lopsided.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Now here's another carry for Harris. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
Here now a 3rd down and 8.
Operating from the gun. Gibson flush to his right.
And oh, it's going to wind up incomplete. Nearly their first pick of the game, but it does bring up 4th down. The Charles are still airing it out at this point despite that huge lead. And some
that's the one.
Say, well, why are they throwing the football? These guys, I guess, are just padding their stats at this point.
Yeah, there are a lot of big grins, I think, from people in their families, from themselves. You're exactly right, Pat.
Well, fans usually love to see scoring, and there was no shortage of it today. What a dominant showing from an offense that was truly playing at an elite level in this contest.
Partner, this game was over a long time ago, and you noticed they did not want to slow down anything. Absolutely a dream scenario for everyone on that offense, and they took advantage of every second. Guaranteed popcorn for everyone in their film session.
So for